Hi, my name is Paul Cresswell. This is Paul's Tackle Reviews. Welcome along. The purpose of this YouTube channel is to give you some real life reviews of tackle. So it's not the sponsored anglers with the glossy videos and the cutaway shots and the pristine clean tackle. I'm going to reviewing stuff that's been out on the bank and I've used for some time, and I'll give you the pros and cons of what I've used. So, 3 things to say today before we kick off. The first thing is, I only review tackle that I use and therefore I like it. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't use it. I've got no affinity with any manufacturer or any shop. I use stuff from all manufacturers, and importantly, just because it works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. We all have our own setups, we all have our own preferences, where we like things, what kind of stuff we like. But I'll give you my use of it and then you can go away and think about it. So today we've got the Matrix extending side tray. So I've had this nearly 2 years now. I think they've been out 2.5 years, and I've used it just about every week during those 2 years, and you can see a few scuffs and a few marks and a bit of dirt. This has been out on the bank and I've used it an awful lot. So they're around £100, and for £100 you get the extending tray, you get 2 25mm diameter extending legs that come with it, and you get inserts to use. So on these, on the side with 2, you get 2 blue inserts to put the 25mm legs on, and then on the other side you get inserts that allow you to use it on 25mm legs, 30mm legs and 36mm legs. It's blue for 25, grey for 30, no inserts for 36mm legs. So how is it designed to be used? Matrix design it such that you sort your size and you attach it to 3 points on your box: in the middle, front leg, back leg, or other way around if you're left-handed, and then you put the 2 legs out here to give you some stability to the tray. And for the first couple of months that's how I used it, and that was great. The problem is when you set it up with the 2 legs, you need quite a bit of room on the platform. A lot of the platforms that I tend to find myself on are quite narrow and you don't have a lot of room to get the 2 legs, even with extending legs. So the first thing I tried was these Bendy Legs, and I bought 2 of those from Matrix, and they go in and they stick there, and the idea is that that foot is near your box, so it's on the platform and it provides stability. And I thought they were great and they provided really good stability. The trouble with them is they're a bit of a faff to get in, and to get them in well you need to be round the side of the box and put them in, and by kind of definition, if you're coming round this side of the box there often isn't any bank to do that. So I found it a bit of a chew, and whilst they gave good stability, and if you've got lots of wide platforms they will be fine, they weren't for me. So I then moved on and I got the side tray support arm from Preston Innovations, and I'll put a picture there so you can see it. But this is the Preston version. Matrix do one almost exactly the same size with their fixings. To be honest, when I went to the shop to buy this, they had this one, they didn't have the Matrix. If it had been the other way around, I would have had the Matrix. it doesn't really matter, but the way I use the tray is slightly different to designed. So I put, and I'm right-handed, so I sit facing the bank that way with my tray on the left. I put that on my front leg of my box and that one on the rear leg of my box. I'd then have space here to put the support arm underneath, providing support to the middle of the tray there. And I have to say, with that in place, the tray is absolutely rock solid, and you can pile stuff up and it doesn't move. And you've still got the 3 outside brackets there to enable you to put stuff on. So let's look at the size of the tray. So the closed size, the working area, the width is always 42 centimeters. That's your bit, is always 42. When the tray's closed, you've got 54 as your width. There, 42 across. And you could use it like that, and you could put it on one leg and put maybe a support leg in. That would be fine. You can use it anything from there to fully expanded. So the maximum width is 82 centimeters. So that's 82 by 42 as your working area for using it as a tray. Now, the key determinant of what width you have this at is the distance between the front and back legs on your box, assuming you're going to attach at least the front and back, if not the front, middle and back. So that distance from the middle of the leg to the middle of the leg is 79 centimeters. So on the box I use, I have a MAP H30 light, and my leg centers there are 71.5 apart. So when I use the tray, I end up with slightly more. I end up with 75 as my width. That's my working tray, 75 by 42. So just to give you an idea of capacity, I've got a 5 litre EVA, I've got, I think that's a 3 litre, there's a large Drennan pot, I've got 4 of the Preston standard tubs, I've got a little tub, and that's typically the amount of stuff I have out, and I will put a photo there of down below above, so you can see the layout of stuff. Now if I took those 2 out, you could easily get another row of 4 Preston tubs, so you'd be looking at 8 tubs. We've still got room at the end for a hook box, can of pop, Mars bar, Snickers, Bounty, a pie, a Cornish pasty. Sorry, getting distracted there. You've still got plenty of room there to use stuff as well. Inevitably, because I get loads of stuff out, I have stuff all over, but the capacity here should do most people. If you feel you need more than that, I think they do an XL version of this tray. I haven't seen it, I don't have any dimensions of it. So with it closed, I said there it was 54 by 42. In terms of the overall footprint of this for carrying it, it's 61 by 59, so there are brackets sticking out that make that bigger. Now that isn't wider than anything else. I put that on my box, on my bag, on my trolley, and most of us use trolleys now, and it doesn't stick out any further than my box or anything else, so that's great. That's the way I use it. There's a couple of scuff marks where it's banged against the frame while I've been using it and pushing it along, but it sits lovely, and it doesn't open while I'm carrying it because I've got the weight of my rods on. It weighs 3.4 kilograms or thereabouts. I don't think that makes a big difference because we're all using trolleys and whatever, but that's what it weighs if anybody wants to know. So when I use it at my 75/42, I've got that on my front leg, that on my rear leg, that on my middle leg providing support. I've then got 3 fixing points there which are really useful. Now I've got a little kind of U-shaped thing, and I might put that in there, and I might rest my landing net going down, or I could put it in the middle or the back. At the end of the day, the landing net always gets in the way, but you could attach other things as well. Now you might observe I've got a different colour insert there, and that is a black insert which is 22 millimeters, and that came with the bracket and my bait brolly from Matrix. So the bracket's a nice bracket, but putting that in there means I can put my bait brolly there, or if I wanted I can put it at the front. I've even put it at the back if I've sat that way and I've got a margin to fish to, so it doesn't get in the way. Personally, don't like the trays with covers on. I also think you don't need everything covering up, so a bait brolly there will give you really good protection to quite a bit of stuff. You don't need corn and casters in a tub. You don't need them protecting from the elements. Even with the bait brolly in, I can find I can still sit and I can play fish to the side over the brolly. It's not a problem. And what I'll put there is a quick preview of the photo that I'll put at the end of this video that shows it on my box with my attachments and the bait brolly attached and how I would use it. Now I don't like using a bait brolly. I just wear waterproofs. I don't use a normal brolly, but for me, and this goes back to my point at the beginning, I found that's the best way I like it, is when it's going to be wet, or indeed when it's going to be red hot in the summer, I will put the bait brolly and it will just give me some protection there and it doesn't get in the way. So any downsides to this, and like I say, I'm only reviewing stuff I use, and I've used this for 2 years, but I will say there's a couple of bits here and stuff can roll under there, and on one occasion I lifted it off at the end and in went my baiting needle, so you just need to watch for stuff going in there. Now I wouldn't say they're sharp, you can run your fingers around, but there is no way of locking it in, so it's always flexible. And I did pick it up one day and I had my hand under there and that shot in and I got a little cut on my finger. Not the end of the world, but you do get used to it. I did kind of think they'd bring out a Mark II with some kind of mechanism to hold it together. Who knows, that might come. The other thing, and you learn by experience, is you're going to put that on your front leg. Make sure you put your keep net attachments and your feeder arm on first, because if you don't and you then need to put them on, it is really difficult, because that full, you can't just pick it up as such and then put it on. You end up having to unload it all, but it's something you can get used to. It's a great piece of kit. Would I get another? Well, I think the most likely outcome would be I would drop this in the margin and it would sail away somewhere and I wouldn't see it again, because that's the kind of angler I am. If I did that, I would get another one. I haven't seen anything to tempt me. I'm always on the lookout for upgrades, but I think this has ticked the box for me for a side tray. So that's it. Thanks very much for watching. If you could hit like if you liked it. If you want to leave a comment, that would be great. These are new for me. If you want to subscribe, that's great, because there's going to be more of these coming. So I'm aiming to do one every 2 weeks, and the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the 2 landing net handles that I carry and use. So I've got the Drennan Acolyte carp 2-piece handle, which is 3.6 meters, and I've got the Garbolino Netsy Super Match, which is 3.5 meters, and I'll review those in the next video. And then the video after that, I'm going to look at the Guru Top Kit case, which I've had about a year. So again, it's used. I can give you all the pluses, all the minuses, and tell you all about it. So those are the videos coming up. Thanks again for watching. Tight lines.